Days of Our Lives spoilers for the next 2 weeks, June 2 to June 13, reveal that the countdown will be on when it comes to the birth of Sophia Choi and Tate Black's baby. John Black's funeral is also on the way, and Philip Kyriakis will finally wake up in the hospital. During the week of June 2 to 6, Beau Brady will have a vision of his deceased son, Zach Brady, before he finally comes out of his coma. There'll be some sweet family moments for Beau, Hope Brady, Sean Brady, Sarah Brady Weston, Little Beau Weston, and Addie Weston. Sadly, John's family will be grieving instead since he'll face a grim fate with Marlena Evans by his side. The aftermath will bring some tear-jerking moments as Marlena struggles without her soulmate. Days spoilers say Belle Black will keep E.J. DiMera at a distance since she'll need time to process everything she's feeling. Brady Black, Eric Brady, and Carrie Brady Reed will also deal with their fair share of grief. As for Paul Narita, he'll find comfort in Andrew Donovan's arms. Although Andrew may wonder if they should postpone their wedding plans, Paul may feel like John would want them to move forward with them. In the end, Paul and Andrew will indeed agree that they should move ahead with tying the knot. After Jack Devereaux and Jennifer Horton Devereaux make it back to Salem, they'll face a horrifying shocker. Kat Green's date with Chad DiMera will catch Jennifer and Jack off guard. Jennifer will be outraged over Chad getting so close to the woman who pretended she was an alive Abigail DiMera, but there were extenuating circumstances. Chad is willing to look beyond Kat's mistakes and may eventually push Jennifer to do the same. Next, Stephanie Johnson's manuscript will get spread around to multiple readers. Alex Kyriakis may land in hot water with Stephanie once she gets updates on that. As for unconscious Philip, he'll face Kate Roberts Brady's pressure to wake up. That may be enough to get Philip to open his eyes, so good news should be headed Kate's way. Meanwhile, Holly Jonas will want to support Tate as he grieves for Grandpa John. Tate will accept some comfort from his ex, but he'll quickly turn his attention back to Sophia and some prep they need to do for the baby. Days spoilers say Sophia and Tate will go on a hospital tour, so they may familiarize themselves with everything ahead of the birth. The plan is still to give the baby up for adoption, but will Sophia change her mind once this little one's born? Will Tate be on the same page? Regardless, the baby countdown is on, so it'll be interesting to see how things play out, especially since a paternity twist could be brewing down the road. In the meantime, the week of June 9 to 13 may be when John's funeral begins. The show will deliver some powerful episodes dedicated to John, as well as Drake Hodiston, so there'll be plenty of flashbacks and emotional scenes. Tony DiMera is also set to make a day's comeback, and Anna DiMera's DOL return won't be far behind. As for Johnny DiMera, he seems poised to make a shocking discovery. Will Johnny find out that Rachel Black saw him with a gun at the DiMera mansion the night of EJ's shooting? Johnny isn't responsible for EJ almost losing his life, but he may have a hard time convincing people of that as more suspicions emerge. Days of Our Lives spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some twists and turns, so stay tuned. Days of Our Lives spoilers preview video for the week of June 2 to 6 reveals that John Black's tragic twist will rock Salem while Beau Brady gets a happy family reunion. Duel's weekly promo begins with a voiceover about one family mourning a devastating loss. Of course, it'll be John's loved ones who have to face this crushing blow. As Marlena Evans curls up next to John in the preview clip, she lets him know it's ok if he needs to go. John will indeed pass away, so Kayla Johnson will spread the news to a stunned Roman Brady at the pub later. Once Belle Black gets updates on the tragedy, she'll definitely struggle with her emotions. The same goes for Brady Black, who won't know how to live in a world without his dad in it. Days spoilers say this loss will hit Marlena harder than anyone else. Marlena will open up to Eric Brady about how there's never enough time when someone is your everything. John was certainly everything to Marlena. We'll have to find a way forward without him now. Although Marlena will insist she needs to learn to do things on her own, that'll be easier said than done. Day's weekly preview video shows Marlena hugging herself as she sits on the bed alone, so fans may want to keep their tissue boxes handy. However, the week of June 2 to 6 won't be all doom and gloom. There will be some happy moments too, since Beau's miraculous recovery will delight Hope Brady, Sean Brady, and Sarah Brady Weston. Day's spoilers say Beau will finally open his eyes and find out everything he missed while he was comatose. After Beau assures Hope that his love for her hasn't changed, he'll enjoy some bonding time with the whole fam, including his namesake. Little Beau Weston will greet his grandpa in what's sure to be the cutest moment of the week. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Beau will have a chance to live thanks to John's sacrifice, so stay tuned. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, June 2 reveal that Beau Brady will wake up after a Zach Brady reunion. Marlena Evans will also have a final farewell with John Black, so there will be some emotional moments in Monday's gripping DOL episode. For starters, Beau's loved ones will await more updates on his condition. Now that Beau's received the Versavix dose, those closest to him are holding out hope that he can make a full recovery. However, Beau will need one last push to wake up, and he'll get it from his deceased son. Brandon Butler will step into the role of Zach Brady, who was previously played by Scott Shillstone. After an angelic visit from Zach, Days spoilers say Beau will be ready to rejoin his living family members. That means it'll be time for Beau to open his eyes. Once Hope Brady, Sean Brady, and Sarah Brady Weston see that Beau's coming out of his coma, they'll all be over the moon. Unfortunately, John's family will face heartbreak instead. Although it seemed like John was going to be oak, his condition will head downhill fast in Monday's Day show. Marlena will stay by John's bedside as he ultimately breathes his last breath, so some heartbreaking scenes are coming up. Meanwhile, Days spoilers say Steve Johnson and Kayla Johnson will reflect on some powerful memories. Kayla and Steve will have some John-related flashbacks as they think about better times, but they'll have to face a difficult loss when he's gone. Salem will never be the same without John Black, but Marlena and everyone else who cares about him will have to find a way to carry on. John's funeral will happen later this month, so stick with us for more info on the aftermath of his tragic demise. Days of Our Lives spoilers say there will be plenty of mourners as this awful John news spreads in the coming episodes. One family says goodbye on Days of Our Lives this week, as another says, "Welcome back." Get those tissues ready, because as this week's video preview reveals, there won't be a dry eye in the house by week's end. Last week, family came from far and wide to say farewell to John Black, including Carrie, Will, and Eric. Though they prayed for John to pull through, his wounds were too severe. This week, Marlena tells her beloved that if he needs to go, it's ok. Soon after, with tears in her eyes, Kayla begins spreading the word of John's passing. Meanwhile, Marlena sits with Eric and tells him there is never enough time when someone is your everything. Family comes together to mourn John, but even though they will all be there for Marlena, she sits alone in her bedroom and notes, "I really need to learn to do things on my own now." In an almost ironic counterbalance, thanks in large part to John's final act of heroism, the Brady family is experiencing a miracle. With Hope sitting at his bedside, Beau finally awakens. He's reunited with his family and says one thing hasn't changed: his love for Hope. Surrounded by loved ones, the family celebrates a moment they never thought possible. Read the Days of Our Lives spoilers to find out who else returns to Salem, and what the citizens of Salem think of Stephanie's manuscript. Days of Our Lives fans have a special soft spot for Alum Jensen Ackles. Ackles is well known for playing the part of Dean Winchester on the CW's Supernatural for 15 years. But before he was chasing monsters with his brother Sam, Jensen Ackles played the part of Eric Brady on NBC DOL. Now, the popular actor is starring in a new series named Countdown, and we have all the details. Countdown is set to premiere on Amazon Prime on Wednesday, June 25. Days of Our Lives alum Jensen Ackles will be leading the cast and playing the part of the series' main character, Mark Meacham, an LAPD detective. According to the official Countdown synopsis from Amazon Prime, when an officer with the Department of Homeland Security is murdered in broad daylight, LAPD detective Mark Meacham is recruited to a secret task force alongside undercover agents from all branches of law enforcement to investigate. But the hunt for the killer soon uncovers a plot far more sinister than anyone could have imagined, kicking off a race against time to save a city of millions. Ackles' new series will kick off with 3 episodes to binge-watch on Amazon Prime, and then a new Countdown episode will drop every week on the streaming giant until the season finale. The DOL alum will be joined by some popular actors in the new series, like Eric Dane, Elliot Knight, and Jessica Camacho. Since Ackles' time on Supernatural, he has joined a few other primetime series, but none of them have had staying power like the CW series. So far, Amazon's Countdown has received a lot of buzz ahead of the June 2025 premiere, and it looks like the former Eric Brady actor might have another hit on his hands. Are you planning on checking out his new show? Let us know down below, and don't forget to check Celebrating the Soaps Daily for TV news and soap spoilers. Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for Monday, June 2, 2025. In the next episode, fans can expect Beau Brady to reunite with his late son, Zach Brady. Hope Brady, Sarah Brady Weston, and Sean Brady rally around Beau. Plus, Steve Johnson and Kayla Johnson reminisce. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the Peacock soap opera. In the next episode, fans can expect Marlena Evans to continue staying by John Black's side. Although everyone keeps talking about John's ability to survive anything, it really is the end this time. As hopeful as Marlena would like to be, she seems to have that sense as well. Despite everyone urging Marlena to go home and get some rest, she will resist. Doc will be determined to stay with her soulmate until the very end. Meanwhile, Beau was at death's door until a miracle came through. Steve was able to negotiate and get Dr. Jeffrey Russell to let go of 1 dose for Beau. However, everyone was warned that the drug hadn't been tested on humans yet, so there is no telling what will happen. Beau's loved ones figured that Beau will die either way, so it's worth a shot. It seems that Beau could wake up soon. In the meantime, Sean, Sierra, and Hope rally around the comatose Salemite. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Beau will have a surprise reunion. Fans watched in confusion as Beau suddenly ended up back in Salem. Clearly, Beau is in between life and death, especially since he reunites with his late son, Zach. Will Zach have some kind of message for his parents and siblings that are still on Earth? Fans will also see Steve and Kayla take a stroll down memory lane. Hesteye will likely have a lot of John in these memories. Steve is completely torn apart about possibly losing his best friend and Black Patch partner. Steve even tried begging a higher power, but it seems those prayers will go unanswered. Steve might also have a lot of guilt over John's death. While John's death will save Beau's life, Steve still might blame himself. That could play out after John's funeral, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, June 2, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. Days of Our Lives spoilers and updates tease the romance between Sarah Horton Kyriakis and Philip Kyriakis might intensify Xander Kyriakis' anger. Is it possible that Philip could step into the role of a father figure for Victoria Kyriakis, thereby provoking Xander even more? Philip shares some responsibility for Xander's downward spiral, yet fans of Days understand that Xander ultimately controls his own decisions. No one compelled Xander to stoop to such depths when he sought revenge on Philip, meaning he must confront the repercussions of his behavior. Jada Hunter has just taken Xander into custody, so he is currently experiencing those repercussions. Nevertheless, upcoming spoilers indicate that Xander may face additional consequences, potentially ones that go beyond the police station or the courtroom. It's clear that Sarah feels compassion for the ailing Philip, especially since Xander is the one who put him in the hospital. Philip is set to make a complete recovery and might even forge a deeper connection with Sarah after all that has transpired. Is it possible for Sarah to eventually develop feelings for another Kyriakis brother, specifically Philip, who has now become Xander's greatest rival? We can't think of a more effective way to torment Xander than by having Sarah romantically involved with Philip. This is particularly true given that Sarah is keeping Xander away from Victoria and is on the brink of instigating a custody battle, one that she is likely to win. Just imagine how furious Xander would be if Philip and Sarah became a couple and he started taking on a fatherly role for Victoria. Philip could essentially take control of Xander's life, leaving his brother absolutely enraged. Of course, we're not suggesting that Sarah and Philip are destined to become the next super couple of Days. While Philip and Sarah may not forge a lasting bond, pairing them for a time could be a clever writing tactic in DOL to intensify Xander's suffering and fury. Nevertheless, we still believe that Xander and Sarah might find a way to reconcile in the future. It will undoubtedly take some time, but Sarah, Xander, and Victoria could eventually reunite as a true family. In the meantime, there may be some chemistry developing between Sarah and Philip, so stay tuned for any romantic updates that may arise. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with DOL right now. Come back here often for Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, and updates. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, June 2. Hint at some explosive moments as Salem not only kicks off a new week, but a new month too. Unfortunately, it looks like some emotional moments are ahead as a wife sits by her husband's side until the end, while friends remember better times and a beloved Salemite meets up with their guardian angel. What's set to unravel on Monday's show? Time to find out. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, June 2. Imply that Marlena Evans will stick by John Black's side until the very end. It sounds like this is the end of the line for John, and Monday will be a highly emotional episode as Marlena says goodbye to the love of her life. Across town, Steve Johnson and Kayla Johnson will reminisce, so it sounds like the super couple will fondly remember the incredible friendship they shared. John essentially died saving Kayla's brother, Bo Brady, so she, along with Steve, will be eternally grateful. The two may hold each other a little tighter during Monday's show, considering the circumstances. Speaking of Bo, Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday imply that his family, Hope Williams Brady, Sean Douglas Brady, and Sarah Weston will rally around the husband and father. While they were able to give him the experimental sepsis drug, will it work? Likely it will, but not without some drama. In related news, Bo will reunite with Zach Brady. As Zach has long passed, will Bo head toward the light? Will his sweet guardian angel advise him to head back home? Days fans better stock up on those tissues for the June 2 episode. What storyline are you most interested in seeing unfold during Monday's show? Share your thoughts. Tune into the Peacock Soap Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit SOS often for the best Days of Our Lives spoilers, updates, and news. Here is your Days of Our Lives spoilers sneak peek video for the week of June 2, 2025. It's a bittersweet week on Days of Our Lives as Marlena and her loved ones say their final goodbyes to John Black. Marlena tells her husband that it's okay if he goes. John slowly fades away as the news spreads across Salem. Marlena tells Eric that there is never enough time when someone is your everything. Marlena is as pragmatic as ever when she reasons that she now has to start living her life by doing things on her own. Kayla gives a devastated Roman the news, while Brady and Belle break down over the loss of their father. John's extended family is back. They will be glad to know that their father and grandfather died as a hero. He got that Versavix for Bo, and a miracle occurs. Hope can barely believe it when Bo opens his eyes for the first time in 2 years. The priest had been delivering the last rites, but then the Versavix came in time. Bo slowly started to steadily improve until he was able to wake from his 2-year coma. Hope is overjoyed, as are Sierra and Sean. Bo even meets his namesake for the first time when Sierra brings baby Bo to meet her very happy father. Bo expresses how lucky he feels to have this amazing family around him. Bo tells Hope that the one thing that hasn't changed over all of these years is his love for her. They were married 40 years ago in England after falling in love on adventure after adventure. They shared 3 children and a lifetime together before Bo allegedly died in Hope's arms in 2015. Hope never thought she would hear Bo's voice again or be able to hug and embrace him again, but now she has him back in her life. Will they return to Salem to honor John and pay homage to the man who gave his life for Bo's? Notwithstanding a few brief hiatuses, Susan Rogers has played Maggie on Days of Our Lives uninterrupted since 1973. The Daytime Emmy winner continues to deliver dramatic performances, as evidenced by Maggie's showdown with Xander this past week. Soap Central is bestowing Performer of the Week honors on the beloved fan favorite for her efforts. On Days of Our Lives, if Xander thought he'd just pop back into the Kyriakis mansion, he had another thing coming. Namely, his mother-in-law Maggie, who shifted into protective mama bear mode once Xander and Sarah had their blowout. For these scenes to succeed, and succeed they did, Rogers had to match the imposing Xander. The actress chose to have Maggie cross her arms in defiance as Victor's widow ordered Xander out of the Kyriakis home. He attempted to leave, but Maggie realized she had to let him know a few things first, and so she stopped him in his tracks using a commanding tone in her voice. Maggie made it clear to Xander that she'd not only protect both Sarah and Victoria from him. Xander wondered if that was a threat as he used that "do you truly want to cross him" tone that he does so well. Yeah, she did, Xander. I just want to remind you of who I am, a strong Maggie stated. I managed to keep Victor Kyriakis, the late, great John Aniston, in check whenever he stepped out of line, and I won't hesitate to do the same to you. Xander observed that he'd never seen this side of Maggie. Oh, it's not one I bring out very often, she sternly replied. You're not the only member of this family capable of rage. However, like most decent people, I don't let my rage drive me to do unspeakable things. Xander tried to throw the blame back on Philip, but Maggie didn't let him get away with that. How many times have I excused your behavior? An exasperated Maggie asked. As far as I'm concerned, you've run out of do-overs. Xander is quite the imposing figure. That made Rogers' performance as Maggie stood up to him all the more impressive. Maggie concluded her dressing down of Xander by ordering him never to set foot in the Kyriakis home again. Over the years, Maggie has overcome physical challenges, battled alcoholism, and buried 2 husbands, and she's emerged stronger than ever. The strength and conviction that Rogers brought to her role as Maggie in these scenes was a clear reminder that no one should ever mistake kindness for weakness. Brava to Susan Rogers. Another super couple is back at Days of Our Lives, while an array of guest appearances continue. Here's the soap's latest comings and goings casting news. Find out which popular performers are returning to the show this week, if any newcomers are joining the soap in contract, recurring, or day player roles, and if any of your favorite actors or actresses are leaving the Peacock drama. Matthew Ashford and Melissa Reeves are reprising their roles as Jack and Jennifer Devereaux. The super couple returns to Salem on Thursday, June 5. The pair made their last appearance in December 2024. Speaking of super couples, Peter Reckel and Christian Alfonso are back as Bo and Hope Brady, and they're joined by Victoria Confall, who portrays their daughter, Sarah Brady Weston. The family members unite in scenes airing Monday, June 2 and Wednesday, June 4. Brandon Butler appears as the spirit of the late Zach Brady on Monday, June 2. Look for the character to reunite with Reckel's beau. Butler's credits include the Netflix series 13 Reasons Why and Trinkets. Christopher Sean returns as Paul Narita, John's son. Joining him in Salem this week will be his on-screen significant other, Colton Little's Andrew Donovan. Other Days favorites continue their storied arcs too, as their characters rally around Marlena. Christy Clark gets more screen time as Carrie Brady, Greg Vaughn is back as Eric Brady, and Chandler Massey reappears as Will Horton. Rachel Boyd and Shani Nielsen pop back in as Sophia Choi and Amy Choi. The mother-daughter duo air in scenes with Leo Howard's Tate on Friday, June 6.